If you work in venture capital, the most important group of people to keep happy are your limited partners, or the people who give you their money to manage and invest. Let's talk about how that can oftentimes corrupt and affect venture capital strategy, though. LPs typically fall into two categories for venture capitalists. Each one interacts with the firm really differently. Especially for bigger funds, there's often something called the LPAC, or the LP Advisory Committee. This is more or less a board of directors for a venture capital firm. So you'll have quarterly LPAC meetings, you'll do reporting, you will go over companies that are doing well, companies doing poorly, and if the LPAC feels like something is going wrong, they'll intervene on behalf of the other LPs, bring it to the broader attention, and figure out a way to get that sorted. Obviously, as a venture capitalist, you want to keep your LPAC happy. These are usually your anchors, your bigger checks. Even if they're not on the LPAC, your bigger checks, you want to keep them happy, obviously, because you want them to invest in your next fund. That means you'll do a lot of things to service those members in particular. Like, for example, if a member of the LPAC is from a specific state and they're really worried about business development in their state, maybe you're throwing events there. Maybe you are looking specifically for companies to invest in. Maybe you're doing, additional side projects consulting for them. That's something you'll see frequently from a VC side to help really close those deals and keep them in the fund for future funds. This applies for your smaller LPs too. If a venture capitalist is told by their LP that they want them to do a deal, odds are they'll end up doing that deal. Oftentimes, you'll also see VCs do thought pieces, consulting, little one offs to help keep their LPs happy. These are all parts of the value out of venture capital. It's not like they're just giving you money to blindly manage, they're expecting some value in return for the management fee, in return for the carry that they're paying in. The problem arises when venture capitalists will do deals and do services to raise more money instead of making returns, because that way you're servicing some LPs and not the rest of your LP base, right? So that's a big issue. You see that play out all the time, especially when you see corporates as LPs, oftentimes with some of the bigger pensions and endowments too. This can become super problematic. As a venture capitalist, you are a service provider to your limited partners. If you view it any other way, then you're not doing the job correctly. Yes, you should be serving your founders because that in turn serves your limited partners, but for the most part, the LPs are the most important party and they dictate a lot of strategy, they dictate pivots. If the LPs want to invest in AI, you're going to go invest in AI. So that's a very important dynamic that a lot of founders just don't necessarily understand. Realistically, if you want a VC to invest, the easiest way to do it is to get their LP to bring the deal to them.